It's homecoming night, but Nene is not having it. Seb and Carlos have their happy ending, and we have a special guest in the building. Stay tuned.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, 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 hey. Dance, party night. Yes.
Oh, yeah. We got lights and everything.
Yes.
We have a party on this after show.
What's up, everybody? As you can see, we have a special guest in the building. We have Carlos in the building, but his real name is Frankie Rodriguez. How are you feeling?
I feel good after that light show. I'm real good.
We always have a party in here, you know? Yeah, so that's how we do it.
Love
but
it.
we have Team EJ in the building as well, Mr. Jeff Williams.
EJ all day. They already know. Hopefully we can add to our team this week, but we'll see.
Okay, yeah, all right. And we have Team Ricky in here as well. Chae Jones.
That is true. Still Team Ricky. Let's get into it because we have to have a conversation today, Jeff.
Yes, we do. And I am
Can't
Team
wait.
Undecided after this episode, and I am Leslie Cologne, so let's get started. First of all, how did you feel about this episode?
I loved this episode. Shooting this episode, I think we were so aware that this was going to be such a special episode for I think everyone involved. So getting to watch it and relive that whole day, which was amazing, was so much fun.
Is it a different perspective to see you on camera now and playing this character? Is it surreal?
A little bit. This character's so close to me, so I feel I'm just watching home videos of myself in a way. But yeah. So no, it's a little weird.
I can imagine. Even just watching ourselves, I think we even get weirded out. But Jeff, what were your overall thoughts on this episode?
I love this episode. I think it had a lot of great moments, like we talked about with the performance at the homecoming dance, everything that involved that scene and everything. But just even the other parts of the episode with Nene kind of exploring her own self with Courtney, with Miss Jenn. I thought it was really cool. Kind of get to see Ricky not being the fan favorite, and maybe people are finally seeing what I've been saying.
Shay's already mad at you, so go ahead, Chae.
Today
Tell me
doesn't
your
lie.
thoughts.
I'm done with them today. Okay. My overall thoughts, I love this episode. Born to be Brave is such an incredible song. And the Homecoming series is my favorite. And I love you some Seblos. I think they're so cute. However, when it comes to Ricky, he's the only person who did not have punch down on him today. So I'm pretty sure he's doing really well in his life. Just gonna say it.
Anyways, before we get into it, I thought this episode it gave us a lot. I think we've been talking about this, that we wanted a little bit more character buildup, especially with Nene and her confidence, and this is what we wanted, and we're finally getting it. This is just the beginning of her push to finally discovering herself. So I thought it was great to see that, and we have a lot to talk about. So let's begin since Carlos is technically in the building. So we see them practicing, and we kind of see a little romance going on. Jeff, what were your thoughts when you saw this?
No, I thought it was really cool. I liked how you as the choreographer actually teaching the student.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool because so far we haven't really seen that. We've seen him with Miss Jenn. We get to see him not only doing his role, but teaching the student and everything. But from a Seblos point of view, it was also cool to see because from other shows, I'll probably bring this up in throughout this episode, and I have before with Andy Mack. You got to see kind of the start of that type of relationship.
Yeah.
And now you're kind of taking it further in this show, and with Disney Plus is what they've been doing. It's kind of great. It's great to see.
Yeah.
It's great to see because it's been needed, and we're kind of furthering that. So.
Frankie, one of the things that we've talked about a lot in this season is the fact that this show is really breaking barriers. So we see two moms, we see a gay couple, and we see a lot of these things that is our reality. So how does it feel for you to play this character and really break that barrier and show people this is normal?
It feels great. I mean, I think our whole show is really just about a lot of self-expression and so many people just being themselves and figuring out what that is to them. So it feels so special. I love it.
Do you feel like if you had to choose any character, Carlos was the one that obviously... Would you have chosen Seb or would you have chosen Carlos?
What do you mean?
If you had to choose between your roles, let's say you had to change it,
right?
And you were in between either Carlos or Seb, which one would you have chosen?
I think Carlos. I think he's when I read that breakdown for the first initial audition, I was like, this is me. I was like, I think I can do this. So Carlos.
I think it fit you perfectly too.
Thank you.
Chae, what were your thoughts on this romance when it was going on and kind of it developing throughout this episode?
I am down. For me, dancing is like breathing, and watching that scene is just like watching foreplay a little bit. Like watching like two minds, two bodies like become one and just move so fluidly was beautiful. And then you get a little almost like awkward, like, I mean, if you don't want to, you don't have to. Just send me your suit choices. I thought that was so cute. And then like being for 3 hours. I don't even know. You better than me, first of all.
Oh my gosh.
We're not gonna get into that.
We can later. But
actually, we will get into that because
3 hours.
I was wondering if I was the only one that had some problems with that. But yeah, we'll get into that.
We'll get into that. But for when it started until the dance, I thought it was just so cute. I'm so happy to see where it's gonna go throughout the upcoming episodes and of course season 2.
Yeah, of course. Well, we have a lot to get into, but let's start from the beginning. You know, obviously, Seb and Carlos had their little moment, but someone who isn't having it is Nene. So, Frankie, what did you think when you saw like Nene flushing her dress down the toilet and really not having it? But of course, Courtney always being there as a good best friend.
Yeah, you know, like it's so nice to be reminded of things that I kind of forgot about because I'm not in those scenes.
Right.
So obviously, I know those scenes from the table read and reading the script, but to see them played out is so much fun because the cast is so talented. But I don't know. I was like, what is she doing?
Yeah, you were a little confused.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. Jeff, we saw Miss Jenn come in and pretty much...
She was in the bathroom anyway.
Yeah.
She stepped out.
We'll commit to the conversation. She wasn't really, involved. How did you feel about her kind of stepping in and be like, you know what, let's do this?
I loved it because not only like was she like joining them, trying to help them out, but she was also helping herself out. She wanted a girls' night. She wanted to actually hang out with the crew and everything. And as far as we know, she doesn't really have any outside family, friends, or that kind of other sorts. I mean, she's doing that now with Ricky's dad. So hopefully that can comes something. But no, I think it was really cool to see. And I thought it was funny because she always brings a laugh to it. And she can connect to the students like some we were talking about last week.
Speaking of Ricky's dad, we see a little bit of growth within Ricky throughout this episode because, we obviously know that his parents are separating. Chae, how did you feel about Ricky kind of stepping up to the plate and being the adult kind of in this episode and being like, hey, Dad, we have to get it together. Mom isn't here. We got to work it out.
I thought that scene was like just life, especially when your parents are going through what they're going through, but you're going through it too. But you see it and you don't want to see your dad be sad. You want him to be the parent you know him to be. So for you to be like, Dad, you're taking a whole mental health week. We need to talk about this. I'm gonna need you to like just take a baby step, a shower. Let's start. We're gonna start small. We're just gonna start real small. Let's just get out there. Like obviously, I understand you're sad. I'm sad too, but we're still here. I still got you. You got me. It's okay to date. I'm giving you permission. So I mean, and also the fact that his dad called Ricky out on it was perfect.
Yeah, I loved it. I definitely thought this was, again, realistic to what happens. And it was great because sometimes us as teens, we have to step in and really get our family together, especially in the situations, because sometimes we are stronger than adults. So I thought it was really cool to see that and see it play. But now let's move on into this girls' night. I thought it was literally the perfect location, bowling and karaoke. Frankie, what did you think when you saw pretty much them step in and see, like, they're doing karaoke night instead of bowling?
Yeah, I loved it. I think, first of all, Dara's hair and makeup in that scene is fantastic. But no, I loved it. I thought it was like the perfect way to incorporate this song, but also mix it with another scene as well.
Yeah. Jeff, did you like the fact that Courtney kind of stepped out and was pretty much like Tanya was there? So we didn't expect that. Did you like the fact that Nene kind of stepped in now and was like, hey, go tell her something? Yeah,
I like that because it's like almost, they're both kind of doing it for each other, like standing up for each other and trying to helping them both progress as people, because obviously Courtney needs to talk to Tanya. Nene needs to kind of just focus on herself. Yeah. So I like the friendship there. I feel like they're both supporting each other, helping each other grow. Yeah, so I love their friendship. And definitely a surprise that we saw was Ricky's dad show up and hit on Miss Jenn a little bit. Chae, what did you think when that was happening? I was definitely surprised.
I was just like, sir, how did you get a date so quickly on online dating? I mean, tell me your secrets. It is. I mean, I didn't know it worked that fast.
My man is smooth. What do you mean? He didn't even have a date. He didn't even have a date. He said, "Oh yeah, I'm waiting on Ashley or Karen or whatever her name is." I'm surprised he didn't mess it up a couple times, but he was really just waiting for Miss Jenn.
Yeah.
And I thought that was hilarious because like at first I didn't catch on. I was like, "Oh, he's really just waiting for this girl," and then later it's like, no, there was no one. He's just like trying to hit on her and everything. So I thought that was really funny.
And I thought it was definitely smooth. It wasn't like a creepy, you know, sometimes when guys hit on girls, especially like at a bar, it's kind of like, hey, let me buy you a drink or something, like too much. But he was smooth with it.
No.
I
can't imagine Jeff saying that.
First off, I'm smooth with it.
I'm trying to imagine
100%.
Okay.
No matter who it is.
Is that why you're like dating people right now? And
You're right. I am dating people. I am not dating one person though.
Oh.
So I am not held down. That is what you mean.
Don't get advice from him, please.
Okay, EJ.
Yeah.
Next.
First off, we don't need to get into my life. Let's get back into it.
Yeah. Well, before we get into it, for those of you in the chat, let us know whose team you're on. Team EJ, Team Ricky. And thank you for following us every Tuesday here. We really appreciate those likes, those comments. So keep liking, subscribe, and we are here. We reply to you. I know Chae is very involved, and we appreciate all your support. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and listen to us on iTunes if you're listening. So
5 stars?
Thank you.
Yeah,
5
I need
stars.
5 of them.
Leave a review. We'll shout you out on here on the YouTube.
Yeah, shout out some people in the chat right now.
I mean, we have Ivan, we have Jazzy, Logan, we have I'm saying Jesus and Jesus, just in case I'm wrong on either count on a basis.
We got Jesus and Jesus.
Just in case, I want to make sure I get it right, okay?
Yeah, I got that little Latin spice here.
I am I'm really into it. Runs in the chat. I got in my fandom feelings in the chat. First of all, your name is just A1. And, Jazzy's in the chat. We got Sports Talk. External Shockwave is sick, but he is, I have support, and I love that. And they're coming in with the teams right now. So.
Yeah, I see it. But shout out to External Shockwave. He's literally on all the wrestling shows and everything. So thank you for always supporting. I really appreciate it. But
so who won is the question.
I know they're going at it, but Jeff, I'm sorry to break it to you. There's no EJ in here.
That's fine. I mean, but that's fine. But like the thing is, if you're Team Ricky right now, that's on you. Be wrong.
Okay.
Be wrong.
Just like you're Team EJ, you're be wrong.
Hold on.
Right.
I'm going to put Frankie on the spot real quick.
Yes.
And I want you to break it down. Whose team are you on? Team EJ or Team Ricky?
Okay, I think I have the advantage of knowing the rest of the story.
Right.
And so I think you can't pick a team. There is no possible way to pick a team.
See, and that's where I'm at right now because I used to be Team Ricky, but after
flip-flops.
tonight, I'm a little bit upset, about what happened. So I did not like that. And I felt for EJ in this episode because he was kind of like, he was like the lonely person there. Nobody was really paying attention to him. Yeah, he always gets attention like all the time, but I did feel for him. So I'm in between. I am in the middle here.
I'd be with you there. Yeah.
If we're gonna get into that, I would say something.
She's gonna get mad at me.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not mad. I'm just like, he brought it on himself. If he wasn't demanding from Gina like that, he wouldn't have got the punch spit on him. If he just, even though she didn't have a plan, like, sir, your plan that you had did not work for you. You lost your girlfriend. So you might need to just sit back and let somebody else take the lead. I'm just saying.
Well, okay.
First off.
Come on, sound effects.
Before we get into that, you're going a little too much ahead.
Yeah.
Let's get into Homecoming because obviously now this was the best part. But before we do that, let's go back to bowling because I know you love all the music scenes. So how did you feel about this song that Courtney did with Nene?
I loved it. First of all, the fact that we started off with bad karaoke was amazing. And so, I think the best part about going to a karaoke place isn't also just to hear good music. You want to hear the bad ones.
Yeah.
They are so entertaining, and you just can't imagine why they would, choose that song and why they hit that key. But you're entertained by it. So the choice was spot on for a girls' night out. Born to Be Brave. It's, I think, not just a song for Nene and for Courtney, also for Carlos and everybody at the dance. It's a song to... Don't let, even if you're having a bad day, don't let your insecurity stop you from going after what you want in life.
Yep.
Right. And then, Jeff, we obviously saw this breakthrough from Nene and Courtney because it was kind of like they both needed it in that moment. Were you like, yes, we finally got this from Nene? Because I know you've been wanting this really bad.
Yeah, I think this is a great step. I think it's a great step for both of them. I just want to see them take action on it. Because, I mean, they've been talking about it. They always are supporting each other and the fact that Nene needs to help herself and then Courtney needs to, like, stand up for herself.
Yeah.
I just need to see them take action. So, I mean, I love the song. I love the dance and everything. It was great. But I think next is action.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then, Frankie, we see Carlos always had this confidence with him. But in this homecoming dance, he kind of took a step back and was feeling a little bit off. So in that scene where he had a breakthrough as well in this song, did you just, like, feel in the moment? And it wasn't just you. It was kind of everyone came together. So how did it feel performing that and really everyone sticking together and be like, you know what, we're all just going to be free and be happy with who we are?
Yeah, you know, I think it was a lesson for Carlos because I think he is like he has a formula to everything that he does.
Yeah.
So when he's putting on a dance number, he knows that it's ABC. But when it comes to like his own personal life and like getting along with his peers, I think he's kind of like, this is so foreign. So for him to take the chance and then at that moment think, like, what if he does not show up? And, you know, I think the only person it would have mattered to is Carlos because no one else would have known or, you know.
Right.
So I think to take that bold move and say, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to take a chance, and I'm going to take a chance on myself. So,
yeah. To be honest, I was a little surprised because, honestly, we see so much confidence. So to kind of take a step back, and I think it was a little bit of, like, insecurity, like, why isn't he coming, you know?
Right.
Those thoughts that go in your head when I think everyone is going on a first date or those days and, like, they're running late, and it's like, is it me? Did I say something? So I think it was, like, a very relatable moment, and it was perfect the way it was shown up.
For me, I thought it was interesting, Mr. Mazar.
Yeah.
Sir. Like, I mean, granted, you were right. Like, why would I even, like, tell you my problems after you came from my life, sir?
Yeah.
But for him, even him saying I have multiple, like, I come with multitudes, I was just like, okay, true, because you're an adult and you have facets and dimensions in yourself. Cool. But he said was true. I was like, okay, so you have depth. I wasn't expecting this today. There's some depth in you, sir.
Yeah.
Maybe that's hope.
He's
for
wise.
You. He's. I feel like for him in that moment was something he would have wanted to do when he was in high school, but never got the opportunity to do. So him telling you that was to get you to have the chance he never got.
Right.
Well, not just that. I think we have to look at it in the perspective also that Mr. Mazar is getting things taken away from him because of the drama class and everything, because he even said it, like, 10 of my students are not participating this year because of this. So I think it was a little bit of, like, hate and shade in the beginning. So I think we see him coming around as an adult, as a teacher, as a professional, and be like, you know what? I should not come after these students because it's not really their fault. They have that choice. But, Jeff, I want to know what you think, since we are talking about homecoming now, about Gina and EJ and their little plan.
See, I was ready just to talk about Carlos on that whole thing, but...
Okay, well, go ahead. Give us your opinion and then go
okay,
into it.
Start with Carlos and work your way down.
Yeah. So, first off, I wanted to talk about how just the whole homecoming thing seems so real and how you, from the beginning, when you, like, put yourself out there and, like, asked them, I thought it was so genuine, so real. Because, like, there's one thing in, like, being who you are and being confident, but there's also another thing in, like, going out there
taking
and, like,
action.
taking action and being yourself and then seeing how people, like, react to that. So I love that reaction. I love that the conversation that they had, and you, like, asking Seb if he wants to go to homecoming. Then once you get there, he's not there, and you kind of take it in your own hands and just go out there and dance, and you kind of nervous and timid at first because, like I said, it's so easy to just be yourself to an extent.
Right.
But once you're out there in front of everybody
it's
and,
so
like,
scary.
this is me, take it how you want it, it was really cool to see. And I think it was real. I hated that he wasn't there at 3 hours earlier, but we will get into that. But I have to ask you a question.
Yes.
So I read that your audition you did "I Want to Dance" by Whitney Houston.
Yes.
Is that what inspired this this scene?
Yeah. So Tim Federle, our creator, has talked about it before. He said that I sang "Proud of Your Boy" from Aladdin. That was my first song, and he was like, "Do you have, like, anything else that's more like you?" And of course, like, "I Want to Dance with Somebody" is, like, my favorite song ever. So I was like, I have, like, Whitney Houston. He was like, oh, perfect. And he just tells the story that kind of created the story arc for episode 5, and they kind of wanted a song that, like, was very similar, all about, like, empowerment and, you know, just getting out there and dancing, really.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Also, because it seemed like all of you guys were very involved in this show, did you have any input on, like, how Carlos should be played, or anything you should change or anything like that?
I don't know if, like, there's, like, definite input, but there's, I think we all have an instinct with these characters because I think in a way we all are these characters. So they're very close to home. So I think a mixture of the writing and then what we're bringing, it kind of just like, it just happens.
That's cool. But okay. Back to my question.
Yes.
I need the tea.
I was waiting. I was like, how in the world am I going to get back to this? So, about EJ and Gina, I wasn't really for it like throughout the whole episode. I kind of think it was forced. I mean, when you said that EJ kind of got like the stuff sprayed on him, we don't even know what the argument was about. He asked her multiple times, hey, what's the plan? Why are we doing this? Because his whole focus is Nene. It's not about doing this to like spite her. It's like, where's the end game? Because I don't really want to be here with you in this moment. No offense to Gina, but this is not who he wants to be there with. So that was his whole ordeal. This, we actually got to see a little bit of Gina, just like trying to get more insight into who she is. And we get to see the bad side of Ricky because of that.
Oh my gosh!
But we will get to that part. But no, I
everyone's
just
jumping ahead tonight. Everyone's in their fields. Like, hold
because
on,
we're so excited.
Like,
The thing is, this episode, I mean, this show in general, we're just so excited to talk about it and they're so involved in these storylines. So it's like that's why we keep jumping in. But yeah, so but people, I'm not even gonna. I was jumping again. Either way. Okay. That's how I felt.
So much passion here. I love it.
It's like,
he's very passionate, trust me.
EJ stays in his own way. He always does the wrong thing. He's misguided. And this misguidance is Gina in this episode. But he always is doing the wrong things for the right reason.
Right. Well, one of the characters that... We'll get to you. One of the characters that really broke out this episode was Red, and with the help of Ricky. So, Frankie, I want to know how you felt about seeing that breakthrough with Red and his confidence, Ricky being that best friend and helping him dance, and him showing up and be like, I look fly. I'm loving this.
In your suit.
Yeah, in his suit.
Big Red is actually one of my favorite characters because we have like virtually no scenes together. So when I get to like see him on screen, I'm like, oh my God, he's like such a great friend. Like he's just always there. But I love it. I love his little story arc that he gets to go on this season.
Yeah, for sure. Apparently there's a lot more that we have to see for him. Because I know Jeff has...
He has a lot of surprises, so I can't wait.
We gotta stay tuned. See, all you followers, make sure to stay tuned. Because there's obviously more to see. But we'll get to Wildcat Corner, but I already know who's gonna be in there. That's our special segment, so make sure to stay tuned.
Big Red's my guy.
Yeah, same. I know you really like him. For Chae, go ahead and give us your input on Gina and EJ.
Oh, Gina and EJ, that's where we're starting off. Cool. When it comes to that situation, yes, EJ gets in his own way. Gina should have had a better plan than whatever was in her mind. I will give her that. But the way she's playing it up, she needed to be called out on it. Like, I mean, granted, Ricky could have said a few less words, though Ricky would probably be me in that situation. I have no filter, okay? If you don't understand that by now, So if you ask me to tell you what you ain't ready to hear, that's not my fault.
So
that sounds like a personal issue.
Question. You can have no filter, but you still be respectful.
True. Ooh. Okay, let's be clear.
All right,
True.
then.
However, but when you want to know my opinion, you have to. You can't be mad at what you get because you asked for the truth.
Okay, let's get back to the show real quick before we get into that. I'm gonna give you my opinion on this. I thought it was interesting the fact that, well, we obviously know the purpose of this is because Gina and EJ have a plan because Gina wants to play Gabriella and EJ wants to play Tori, which at the end of the day doesn't really make sense because they both want the same thing. So it's not really going along great. But something that was really interesting to me, which we've been talking about a lot, is we wanted to get more from Gina. We don't really know her story. We kind of got a little bit about it when she's like, my mom only, if you're not number one, then why be anything? So I think she's coming from a really strict household, and when she mentioned the fact that she's moved a lot, I think this is my prediction, she's coming from like a military background. So I think that's why she has problems with making friends and things like that, because we do see that that's again a reality
and having stricter goals on herself. Like the pressure she puts on herself is weighs more than anything else.
Right. So I I felt for Gina, but I did not like where Ricky was put in this scenario because I feel like Ricky was I know, Jeff, I know. Again, that's why I'm in the middle. But I do feel like Ricky is very vulnerable and he's a very caring person. That's why he cares for everyone. And in that moment, Gina did kiss him on the cheek. So I don't know. It's just a lot. I need more of this, but I already know I'm not going to be happy. So we'll see because I was really rooting for Ricky and Nene because it seemed authentic. But Frankie, what were your thoughts on like this little scene?
I love it. I think it's so interesting because there are so many of us. It's kind of like a surprise who you're going to get a scene with.
Yeah.
And so when the Ricky-Gina dynamic came along, it was fun to watch, especially them two together because they're such great actors. So that last car scene I had never seen. So I was like, whoa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You never saw it?
And then I didn't, it like that's the cliffhanger, right? So then I was like, wait, no, what happened? So yeah, I was totally invested.
That's how I felt because I'm like,
Yeah.
I even texted them. I was like, I am not happy about this.
know.
I might be switching teams.
But you're interested. You're
Yeah.
interested to see what's going to happen between them. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing about this whole season is I'm always left with what's next.
Yes.
And then the teasers are like, it's throwing you off where it's
I
like,
love
oh
it.
no, this is going to happen, but I don't want it to happen. But then it's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
So they did a really good job on this because it makes me want to stay tuned.
Yeah, they're good with teasers.
And just, I just don't know how to feel. I'm just very confused.
I'm not.
You're not?
You know,
I know Chae
it is what it
either.
is. We can try to say that Ricky was in a bad situation. He wasn't in a bad situation. He put himself in that situation. He went over there, he scooted over, sat next to Gina, decided to go all in.
He did not scoot over. Okay, Frankie, go ahead. You had to say something.
He's just such a nice guy. He's figuring it out.
Exactly.
He's figuring it out.
Oh,
They
no.
all are.
No, 100%. I'm not like anti-Ricky by any means.
You're just more EJ.
Yes.
I mean, who would it
Yeah.
be? He's beautiful,
No, but
so I get it. I totally get it.
Exactly.
I'm
mad, yeah.
Exactly.
I know.
But no, so like he put himself in that situation. He decided to talk to Gina like that. So that's why he became
Right.
the bad guy in that situation. He decided to take her home. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Taking her home, giving her a
asked.
ride. He
Yeah.
apologized, so that was great.
Yeah.
I love that Big Red kind of like confronted him and told him he needed to apologize because
Yes.
I've always wanted to see more from Big Red, and I think
Yeah.
that was a great friendship scene for them. But yeah, I was interested to see that there was kind of a connection between Ricky and Gina, Ricky and Gina, and that's why I am Team Rena now.
Yes.
No.
Ooh, I like that.
Stop.
Rena.
Ooh.
That's so pretty.
Do not
Yeah.
encourage this man.
Yeah, they are.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
they
wait,
are.
hold on,
so
hold
it's
on.
Rini against Rena?
And no, hold on.
Oh no.
Nene and Ricky?
I want to
What happened?
comment on something.
Nikki,
Yes.
what is it?
Last week you said Steve B.
Yes.
Frankie, what did you think about that
Yes.
name?
Okay, so the couple name. This is the couple name, right?
Yes.
For Seb and
Instead
Carlos.
of Seblos, Jeff suggested CB.
CB. I kind of like it. I think it's simple. It's classy. It's.
There you go. That's your moment.
It's
I just
cute.
wanted to give you your moment.
Oh, that's so nice.
Thank you.
That's
I'm
so
a nice
cute.
person.
You're so
Thank you.
cute.
I think Twitter has decided it's Seblos, just to
Yeah.
let you know. Just
But I want them to know and
Okay.
y'all to know what he decided.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
okay. It's okay. I give it to you.
Thank you.
Chae, it's okay.
I didn't say a word.
I can feel the energy.
Like, I'm just like, I didn't say a word.
But
I'm minding Shay's business, okay?
Yeah, okay. We had a happy ending. So I want to know, since you haven't said a word, like you said, what were your thoughts on the happy ending with Carlos and Seb and them dancing after like that big just dance in that scene? I just love the fact that it ended so like intimate.
I love the scene. I love they came in and he said what happened and they danced. That was very cute, right? However,
Said nice stuff first.
She always does that. She always has the however.
goodness.
because
Okay.
you're a lot nicer. Even Justice said that you're a lot nicer than I would have been 3 hours later. 3 hours later, I probably still wouldn't. I would have been at the dance, but I would have caused my own little scene, like away from everybody, because I'd have been like, I need you to explain this to me, sir. I want to understand why. Like, I look good. I got dressed. I got my hair, my nails done. Ask my ex. I did it to him. No, for real. He came out of his house in some jeans and this like stupid thing, and I'm like, sir, this is the winter ball. You need to go back inside and change.
Ooh.
Ask my mom. It's a true story, and like she laughs about it to this day because I'm just like, no, I look good. I took hours to get ready. You're gonna go back and come look out like I do, okay?
Right.
Look good.
Right. Good for you.
Frankie,
Live your life.
You're much nicer. So what were your thoughts on this was all playing out?
I think it's just the connection that they already like felt and had, you know? And so like how are you gonna look at his face, like how are you gonna be mad at him? You're like, that's Seb. Like
Yeah.
Because he means well, like he just...
It's okay, look. 3 hours, you get 1 pass, and he explained himself.
Yeah.
He said he lost his cow. So
Exactly.
That one pass was that 1 hour.
Oh.
Okay,
Second
Jeff,
hour.
Go ahead.
There's no reception. There's no reception at the barn. The
Oh,
third
no.
hour...
No, that's
He was on his way.
That's some
He
crap.
could live
Yeah.
far.
So-
he could live far.
I'm a huge fan of Seb Blow's CB, as some would like to call it. But when like the 3 hours, man, I was like, I need a better explanation.
Okay, I'll give you a better
Okay,
one.
go.
I'll give you a better one. In Salt Lake City, because the city's so spread out, it is hard to get an Uber there. So like, let's take it.
He's in high school. His mom is about to drive him.
Right?
Who getting an Uber
Let him
to?
speak.
Sorry, I'm over here cutting you
Well,
off.
I guess
My bad.
that's a good point then. Okay, fine. Maybe he lives far though. If he has a farm, they could live far from the school.
Yeah.
We don't
Look,
know.
I'm just too far Team Carlos for any Seb to be 3 hours
Okay,
late.
I'll let it pass. Okay, he was 3 hours late. Okay, got it.
No, but you did. I mean, you did say like you could have texted like.
Right, yeah, I said, come
You
on.
did call
you
him out,
know?
which I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Definitely.
You just did it at
And
a
he
very
explained.
Yeah.
a lower
Yeah, he explained.
lower intensity than I would. But I appreciate it. I thought it was so cute. You guys slow danced, and he just like, oh, at least our ties match.
Because
That was cute.
that. Then at that moment, that's all that mattered is
Yep.
that he showed up.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Facts.
I have to agree with you. I'm that nice person. I'm like, it's okay. You know, let's just enjoy the moment.
But do it again.
Yeah, you guys
Look, all I'm
I
saying
forgive too easily.
show
Maybe
3
I
hours
think that's
late.
me
See
too.
what
Yeah, it's
happens.
okay. He still had his moment. He was still with his
Facts.
friends. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
And
No.
it ended perfectly. All that matters is how it ends. Not how it
Yes.
begins,
Yes.
how it ends. So it ended perfectly, and that was pretty much this whole episode. So we obviously have a lot to look forward to. But Frankie, what can we look forward to for Carlos's character?
For Carlos,
But you can actually tell us.
I
Yeah.
can
Don't get
actually
trouble for it.
tell you. Oh my goodness, it would be me to spill a secret.
I know to ask.
I think. Well, obviously we know they're putting on the production, so I think there's a lot of anticipation because obviously all the drama that gets in the way before you can get there. So I'm excited for everyone to see like what the drama is that unfolds.
I'm curious though. The dance you and Seb did, would that actually be the bop to the top number? And if it, so, yes, please.
I'm not. Carlos is not in the show, so I honestly can't remember. But I think I should be. I think we do the whole we highlight everything. Yeah.
All right.
So you do. You've had a theater background, correct?
Yes.
So what do you think is the biggest difference between your background in theater to doing more like television shows right now?
The biggest difference, obviously when you're doing a show, you get to do it from start to end every night. And so it's very different. You're in your head, you're kind of figuring out what's going to make it brand new for you, but then also the audience. But what I love about television is that it's so intimate and you get options, like if you have a director that's like, let's try it this way, and you as an actor are thinking, oh, I didn't think about that. So it's always fun to just play it up differently and then see the end result.
We have a question from the chat, actually. Ivan wants to know, what was it like being a god on
my
the
God.
dance floor?
I don't know about a god, but what it did feel like, it was amazing. I stressed out about that dance so much.
Really?
Yes, because I don't call myself a dancer. So, of course, I was like, oh my God, it's like the big day. And it was so much fun. The energy on set that day was insane.
We actually have a picture of your moment.
Wow.
Right
Yes. It's like, I will never do that again. I will never do that in real life.
That's pretty iconic.
I know, literally.
That's cool.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Well, one of the things, I think the biggest connection that I have with Carlos is the fact what he stands for and what he represents. So how does it feel to represent, the gay community and what Carlos stands for? How do you feel like as a person to have this chance and this ability to do it and show people like, you know what, this is normal and this is okay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it feels so familiar to me because I am gay and I am Latin, so I was just like, well, that's kind of like a double whammy.
Yeah.
But to share this specific story that I feel isn't really told very often, it's just great. And in the world of High School Musical, something that I'm a fan of, so it's the best.
Right. I love that because one of the things we've talked about a lot is like representation, you know.
Right.
I am Latina myself, so I was like, it's always, I have to represent my people. And, you know, we always have that connection when we want to represent our culture and our community. So I thought it was
because don't you get really excited when you see like a Latin on television? You're like, oh my god, yeah.
And not just that, and this High School Musical, the series became so big, so it's just crazy to see, you know, you are representing a lot of people, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
But we already know that this season is there's gonna be a second season.
Yes.
So what can we expect from the second season that again you can really tell
my
us?
gosh, they're so tight-lipped. All I know is that they started writing, and that's as much as I know, but they won't tell us anything. We're trying to get out of like,
oh, you don't even know.
No, I'm like trying to get like, so like what's the show gonna be? And they're just like, no.
You'll find out when we send you the script the week before.
Oh yeah, literally, they'll be like the day you arrive, you'll know.
Sure, you had a question?
Well, I was gonna say, because I went to D23 and we always talk about Team EJ, Team Ricky, Team Nene, because you know she's awesome.
Yes.
So I do have a clip from that because Corbin Blue also did your interview doing this, and he asked you guys the question. Well, he asked Tim the question, the creator, what's gonna happen? Because we want to know. So this is what Tim had to say.
So many different directions. So I really do believe fans will come to this thinking like, what are they doing with this out of curiosity? And then see that the love triangles become, you know, love squares and then love rectangles and they become all these different things. So stick with it because you're going to see people who surprise you.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, that was fun for me. I got to see the first episode. I got to meet you guys there, and having an original cast member do this interview was everything.
That was so cool.
We've talked about that a lot. Like, would you like to have like an original cast member come in and be like, this is how the play works and something like that? Did anyone give you advice from like the original cast that you got to connect with?
I think Corbin. Corbin was just kind of like, you know, like buckle in, because we've been with him for a few interviews, and he's the nicest guy ever, and he's kind of like the only person you can ask because of being in the situation. It's so foreign, so he is always like buckle in and just try to enjoy the moment. So that's what I'm trying to do.
There's a lot of moments that we can enjoy.
And then talking about enjoying the moment, and like we talked a lot about on screen. What are some of the things you guys do off screen? Whether it's like playing around, playing jokes on each other. I saw on your Instagram, you and the guy Larry who plays Big Red. You guys had like a dance,
a music video.
Yes, that was pretty great. I was watching that earlier. So.
Oh my goodness, we have a few. We rarely had downtime, but there was like a couple of days where we just had like a few hours to like sit around, and so we would do these music videos where we would like plant each other around the set, and then like for whatever, I don't know, they turn out so fun. But another big thing that we like to do is Uno is very big with our cast. So yeah, there's always a game of Uno going on.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, aside from Carlos, you know, and aside from this show, what can we expect from Frankie?
From Frankie, oh my goodness. I feel like I should have like my fashion line out, or like, you know, like my nail polish or something. But coming up, I have an episode of Will and Grace coming out, so I'm so excited.
I saw your little thing on your
that
Instagram.
was like so surreal. I was like, I can't wait. Yeah.
Or is there any dream that you would love to do now that you know the spotlight is on you, High School Musical? What is something that you've always wanted to do that maybe an opportunity can come up?
I've been missing, I'm such a big Broadway nerd, so I've been kind of missing live performances like within a show. Although High School Musical does get to like feed that part of my brain, but I would love to do like, I don't know, some type of Broadway thing or something. That'd be fun.
There it is. Let's throw it out there.
Yeah. Who's out there?
And you did something iconic. You performed on Good Morning America.
Yes.
You guys are going to be in the Christmas Day Parade.
Yes,
the most famous thing that all families around the country watch at 10 a.m. on Christmas Day.
Oh, she got the time. She said 10 a.m.
Well, that depends on
not
like ABC. I mean, if we're going to get technical about life, because she knows.
She always has her phone.
Oh my gosh, yes.
But I mean, how was that? Like, I mean, because you guys already filmed it too, so you have the crowds around you. You got the energy. How did that feel for you?
Good Morning America was kind of like a blur to me because it is so early, and it was so cold. So of course I was like, what's happening? But then to watch it back and just think like you were there, you did that, and I also didn't want to like freak myself out because I was just like, it's fine, it's just another stage. So that was like a dream come true, and so many people see that. But the Christmas Day parade was just so like. That was also another like thing too, because I watched the Disney Christmas parade every Christmas morning. So to think that I'm going to be on it is a little strange.
Well, now we do something really fun in our every episode. So let's go ahead and move into our Wildcat Corner.
Yes. Ooh. There's theme music and then the lights again.
This is one of our favorite moments in the episode. Okay, break it down.
So this is how the Wildcat Corner works if you're just joining us for the first time.
He always dances.
Get out of the shot. This is all about me.
Yes, claim your title. You said it's all about me.
Okay, so how it works is we're going to give you our MVP of the episode, whether it was from like a favorite quote that they said or just our favorite person. It could always be the same person every week. We never know. So we're going to start with Frankie, because you're here.
Okay.
Who's your MVP this episode?
My MVP of this episode...
Aside from yourself.
Aside from me. I think I would say... I'm going to go with Courtney, because just to be that friend to say like, hey, look, you just got to believe in yourself. That's a good friend.
Yes.
So my MVP will be Courtney.
All right.
That's what's
Jeff,
up.
that means you're next.
Yes, obviously we can all go Carlos. I'm gonna go with Ricky's dad in this one.
Oh,
very good.
Because he finally got, even with the help of Ricky, he finally got off the couch, but he was shooting his shot. He was going out there doing something. So I was like, you know what? There's more than we've seen in a long time, and like since the season started, obviously. But like at least he's going out there doing something and growing. So I like that. I like seeing that.
No.
Leslie.
Me. I have to give it to, another best friend. I have to give it to Big Red
Yes.
because he, not just being there for Ricky, but Ricky was actually there for him, and he broke out of his shell and was dancing. He's like, you know what? I look good. So I love that. Big Red was a good one.
And for me, it is Ricky this episode because he helped his dad get off the couch, and like he really like was a best friend to Big Red. Teacher, like their dancing seriously reminded me of like something off Footloose, like that moment of them dancing together, and I was like, that's a great friend right there. So shout out to Ricky for being a great friend to Big Red.
But we are almost out of time. But Jeff, go ahead and give him your news.
Ooh. Yes. So the showrunner was quoted saying, Tim, that's the quote, showrunner's name. He was quoted saying that this is a story that would have changed my life if I had seen it when I was a kid. And the reason that it would have changed my life is because it's no big deal. It's just actually real life. Mm-hmm. He goes on to say, I saw in Frankie what I see in more and more young people in this generation, which is freedom of expression, of really being who you truly are. And that is what high school is.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so that is what he was quoted saying on this relationship. And then the next piece of news, and this is for all the Seblo CB fans, we are going to be seeing more of that in season 2 as Seb, or Joe, who plays Seb, is being upgraded to a season regular starting season 2.
That's a good one.
Can't wait.
Yes, so we're getting more of that. And then the third piece of news, we got to do a big happy birthday for Miss Jenn, a.k.a. Kate Rinder.
Yeah. Oh, look at her.
Let's go. So we got a
Kate.
picture of all 3 of them right there. So yeah, we got to say happy birthday to all of them. But yeah, that is the news for today. So hopefully we're getting more Seblo CB in the future.
Yes. Can confirm.
Yeah.
Heard it right here.
Oh my God.
Well, Frankie, we normally do predictions here, but since I know you can't give us much, is there a small prediction that you maybe have that you might not remember?
A small prediction. I don't know. You guys go first. I'll see what your predictions are.
So I got the class is gonna revolt. We saw in the trailer that we saw that Miss Jenn had text messages. I'm assuming that she's gonna be in trouble with the principal. That's what we saw in the trailer. I'm thinking the class, as in like the whole production, is gonna be revolting. Also, I got Miss Jenn. Yes. I got Miss Jenn and Mike. They're gonna be a relationship. Simple as that. And then EJ is gonna call out Ricky and Gina, and also use that to try and get in with Nene.
I think that Ricky and Gina are cute, but they're not going to be a couple. They're going to end up as friends. Like, I feel like she needs that more than anything. She doesn't need a boyfriend. She needs a friend in this school that she just got to. So that's what I see for them. Like, it seems like there could be something, but I'm not here for it, and I doubt it's going to happen. Prediction-wise, definitely Class is going to, like, stage my favorite song ever that's going to happen. I don't know what it is, but she's excited, okay? She's super excited for it. And I predict definitely that Miss Jenn and Mike are going to go on dates, and then I wanted the awkward moment of Ricky coming and seeing Miss Jenn in his house.
Oh, yes.
I want that so badly.
Well, I definitely think that Nene is going to get involved with this whole Gina and Ricky thing. I don't think she's going to let it happen. So I hope that happens because I'm not feeling this. But I also think that Miss Jenn is probably going to get fired, but then rehired. So it's not going to be like a full thing. So that's my prediction.
All right. I predict a new episode will be out on Friday on Disney Plus.
All right, that's a good prediction.
I feel like his prediction is going to come right.
I know. But thank you so much for being
Yes,
here.
thank you.
We really appreciate it. And, you're welcome to come back anytime.
Yes.
But where can the people find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter at Mr. Frankie AR and Instagram at Frankie A. Rodriguez.
All right.
That's what's up. And if you guys want to talk any more High School Musical or superheroes, you guys can find me at Jeff Will Jr. on all your social media platforms.
And you guys can find me at Real Chae Jones on Twitter and Instagram, and a Disney All the Way Christmas on the new AfterBuzz TV Christmas channel.
And you can find me at Leslie Colon _. And remember, I do talk about Raw in Spanish on our new Latino channel on Mondays. And then we have the season finale of Total Divas right now, so stay tuned. Right after this, go to the reality channel, and I'm going to be talking about all that. So we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.